Hello friends, welcome to my complex numbers part 1, and I must say that it would have one more part or two more parts after this part because this is part 1. In this video we are going to discuss what are actually complex numbers, okay? So let me give a hint. What are complex numbers, okay? I must say that complex means one complex number can solve this equation. X square plus 1 is equal to 0. How? See, x square is equal to minus 1 because it got transported at this side, and what x is equal to? Root minus 1. But we know that any number in root is undefined. Well, we studied it in till class 10th that every number in root is undefined. But in class 11th, we have a chapter complex numbers. Okay, and whenever there is a negative number or a negative sign in the root, we express it as I. Okay, now I'm gonna clear the whole concept of I. I is also known as iota. Okay, now what does this iota mean or I mean? Okay, there was a mathematician Euler, and he thought that the number like root minus 2, root minus 5, root minus 3, root minus 7, etc., 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 how can they be expressed? Okay, so he thought of n complex number and imaginary number, you can say. Okay, let's see what he did. Let's say that he first took an example. Okay, let's say root 16. Now we know it's 4. Now you can split it into two parts, root 4 into root 4. Okay, now he can calculate root 4, which is 2, multiplied root 4, which is 2. So 2 into 2 is 4. And we can even check that root 16 is 4. Okay, so likewise can this be split also? Let's see. The root minus 2 would be what? 2 is a prime number. Root 2 into root minus 1. Right? Euclid knew about root 2, but he had no idea about root minus 1. So he invented a whole new number which was known as iota. Iota represented root minus 1. So root minus 2 could be written as root 2i. Likewise, the root minus 5. Root minus 5. So if we split it is root 5 into root minus 1, which is root 5 into I, which is root 5i. Okay. I is nothing but I is root minus 1. Okay. Likewise, we can also solve root minus 3. Which is what? Root 3 into root minus 1, which is root 3i. Okay, so like this we have a complex number which is usually named as iota. Okay, this whole complex number chapter is based on iota only. Okay, and this video might be a little long. It might be 5 to 6 minutes video, so I have to pay concentration. Okay, because in the next video I will be covering the Argand plane and the polar representation of complex numbers. Okay, for now, some of the students might be thinking that like for the linear equation in two variables, just like example, linear equation in two variables, we have a general form, right? We have a general form. What is it? Ax plus by is equal to, let's say, whatever c. Okay, let's say. So this is the general form of a linear equation in two variables. Okay. Now let's say the general form of a quadratic equation. Ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now it is a general form of quadratic equation. So some of the students might think that there might be a general form of a complex number also. Okay, and there is. It is z is equal to a plus ib. Like an equation in two variables has a general form, and a quadratic equation has a general form, and complex number also has a general form which is z is equal to a plus ib. A plus ib is the general form. Okay, now some students may not have understood, so I will give some examples. Okay, so friends, consider this example. Let me take from the book. Minus I, then 2i, and minus 1 by 8i cube. Okay, this is an example. Now let's see how can you solve it. Now for instance, don't put root minus 1 in this question, or else your question would become more difficult, okay, and complicated. So let's see. See, for solving this kind of question, I would suggest you, I don't know what the other teachers teach, but I would suggest you that the best method is that you first put all the numerical coefficients together and the all iotas together. Okay, let's see what I mean. See, we can say that minus I means minus 1i because it is no difference. So let's put minus 1, 2 and minus 1 by 8 whole cube together. Okay, because minus 1 by 8 I cube can also be written as minus 1 by 8 cube multiplied by I cube. Okay, so first let's put all the numerical coefficients together. Minus 1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by minus 1 by 8 whole cube. Okay, but what about the iotas? We have to put the iotas as well. So we will put them at a different place. I multiplied I cube. Okay, so there is a cube up here. So first, now let's multiply the coefficients. Minus 2 multiplied by minus 1 cube will be minus 1 only. And 8 cube would be what? 5, 1, 2. Okay. And I raised to and I multiplied I, which would be I raised to the power 5. Okay. Because here is 1, 1, and they are in multiplication and with the same. So 1 plus 1, 2 and 2 plus 3, 5. Okay. So that's I raised to 5. Now I can see that these two are getting cancelled. So let's cancel them. Okay, this will be 2 by 152 multiplied I raised to 5, 1 and which would be 256. So what it gives? 1 by 256 multiplied by I raised to power 5. Okay, now I can see that here it is I raised to power 5, which is an odd number. If it was 2, 3, 2, 4 and any even number power on I, it would have been pretty good for me. Because on square root, there is a 2 hidden, right? So I need an even number. Because if I write this as 1 by 256 multiplied root minus 1 raised to 5. So I cannot cancel them. Okay? So let's see what I can do. See, now only one option is left, that I need to express this as a product of powers of even numbers. Okay, I know I can write this as this. See, I need to just express this odd number as even numbers, and what I did, I raised to 2 raised to 2, which is I raised to 4 multiplied by I raised to 1, and 4 plus 1 as we know is 5 only, so the meaning is same. But just to make my calculations easy, I have chosen this method. Okay, as it is copy multiplied I raised to 4. Okay, so what it would be, root minus 1 squared. Okay, multiplied by I as it is. Okay, so now let's go to the next step. I by 256, 1 by 256 multiplied. Now this root and this root will get cancelled, right? So what is left? Minus 1 whole square. Okay, minus 1 whole square is what? 1. Multiplied, what is left? Our I, with a copy over I, which is left up here. Okay, I cannot say, I can either say that I cannot do any further calculations, so my answer would end up here, 1 by 256 I. This is my answer. Okay, so let me write one more example for you. Minus 5i and 1 by 8i. Okay, I'm copying these from a book. Okay, I'm telling you. Now you have to gather up the numerical coefficient and the iotas together. Minus 1, that is minus 5, 1 by 8 and multiplied by I and I together. Okay, minus 5 into 1 by 2 would be minus 5 by 8. And here I could say that I multiplied by I is nothing but I square. I square is what? Minus 1. Okay, and so it gives us 5 by 8. Okay, now if you leave it here, it would be okay. But as we know that the general form of a complex number is z is equal to a plus ib. So this is our a, but where is our I and b? Okay, so we need to bring it in that form also. So what we can do, we are doing a simple step, which is for we would write our a 5 by 8 plus we would write it as 0i, because now we have included b to be 0 and I have included, because 0 multiplied by anything is 0 only. So this is our more exact specific answer. 5 by 8 plus 0i. It is in the exact form of a plus ib. This is the answer. So friends, if you really like my video, if it really helped you, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel.